Hi everyone, let's organize some stickers. So first of all, I'm going to show you how I do mine. I know there's a lot of people who put those in containers, whether it's an open container that they stack them in and index cards, and some put them in the closed containers and stack them. I don't do that because I don't get up and go look for them, so therefore it doesn't work for me personally. So what I do is I use notebooks. So I'm going to show you what I use and see if maybe it's something that might help you. Now, when I get my stickers, I do sort them out by the way I would use them, not the way the manufacturer has them. For instance, if you have one that's like garden themed, and a lot of times you'll see a bicycle in there. If I'm doing garden or I'm using the flowers or the plants or something, 90% of the time I will not use the bicycle, but I will use that in my summer pages. So I cut the bicycle off and I put it somewhere else. Now, as far as some of the sheets that I use, I buy these. I use 8.5 by 11 size. There are 12 by 12 if you prefer that size of notebook, but I do have um, mine in 8.5 by 11. So I get these photo sheets, and you can. This is, I believe, 4.5 by 5.5 or something like that. And it's easy just to cut some pieces off, some of the larger pieces that can stick in here. I do use some of my scraps and I put them in here so that I can use both sides. That gives me on this one 6, but don't leave out this little one, because this little one, there's a lot of things you can store in that too. So that's actually going to be 8 different sets of embellishments and good size that you can store in here. And I'm going to have some notebooks that I'm going to share with you in a little bit as well. Now, oh, you know what? This is probably going to be yeah, this is going to be the 4 by 6. This is the 4 by 5 size. And so there's 8 of them in this one as well. So I have, again, the paper in there so that I can, use both sides. And I'll give you some examples of that. The other one is the 8.5 by 11, just the simple inserts. And you can put a whole package in here and on inside, or larger ones. This one is the baseball card size. This one is 2.5 by 3.5, each one of these. And again, I use my scraps, but you can also use playing cards fit in this as well. The way my brain and my eyes work, I need a little bit more simple than, like even this one, I have to put something that's not too busy on it, or my brain does not function as well as it should, and I just pass right by it. So I like the solids in here. And like I said, I use scraps of everything to put in here. So let me show you what I do when I'm crafting and I don't use some of the stickers that I pull. I will put them in here in this bin until I'm ready to put them away in my notebook. And I have an envelope for each one of my notebooks, so that when I'm not using something, I put it in here, and then later on I'm able to pull the notebook and just file some away, and it only takes like 5 minutes. I just grab the envelope and just put some up. Or I'll sit down here for about an hour and I just put all of them up. So it depends on my mood and how much time I have. But I have a notebook with animals. This can be bugs, sea animals, zoo animals, pet stuff. If you get, I love my cat, I love my dog, kind of thing. Everything goes in the animals for me. I also have a boys or a male section that it can be anything. But like, I have boys that play baseball, but I don't have any girls that play baseball. Excuse me, I'm sorry. So all the baseball, the sports stuff will go in here, because I don't normally have, the girls normally don't play the sports. I have celebration. This is anywhere from balloons to, the confetti, happy birthdays, that kind of thing, all goes in the celebration folder. And then I have a Christmas one. I have embellishments, and this is for anything. This is one that I have that I pulled out of the book to use, and I'm not using it, so I'm going to put it in my notebook. It could be anything from tags, tabs, letters, anything. The finishing touches is kind of what I call that. Anything that I'm going to be using for that. Some pieces of ribbon. And then I have a female and girls, and this can be anywhere from infants all the way up to, girls fixing their hair. I do have music notes and musical things in my girls folder, because the girls are in band, but the boys aren't. They'd rather play football. So I have band and that kind of stuff in this one because that's the way I personally would use it. And I have flowers, and this can be anywhere from plants to, you know, leaves, anything that has to do with flowers in that one. And then I have food. And when I say food, it's food, kitchen, barbecue, whatever I think I would use in that. And I also do put some of my barbecue and that kind of thing in my summer section as well, but I kind of split them up. I have a heritage, anything that I would use for heritage. And this can be if I think of something from my grandmother, you know, if she used to make pies, and then I would put, you know, if I find like apple pie recipe or something, I would put that in there because I think of her. So anything that you can think of that you might use for that section, I put in there. I have home, and in my home, it's home and family. Anything to do with togetherness, family, you know, whatever, you know, home and family. And then I have a monthly one. Now this one I made up because I had a lot of individual ones like February, Valentine's Day, March, St. Patrick's Day, which is not a lot, but I can make a monthly ones, and I put the dividers in there. I labeled them. So if it's something that happens in that month, then I just stick them in there and I know where to find them. Weddings, I don't have a lot of things for weddings. I have grandkids. My kids are all married. So the wedding stuff I just put in June because I don't buy a lot of it. But what I do have, I put in there. I have school, and this can be anything because if I find something else with books or rulers or something on there, like for a library, I put it in here because that's where I would use it. I have summer, and in my summer, I put summer, travel, anything that I can see that or think of that I would use for that, I put it in here. And I also have hero. The hero section is anything from military. My husband was a firefighter for so many years, and so anything that I use for military or heroes I have in this notebook. And I also have in this notebook as well, I have my collections. So if I have something like 49 to market and things I want to keep together until, you know, I've used a little bit of it and then they start, you know, depleting my supply, I will put in here under collections so that I can keep up with them and know where they're at. So let me grab a notebook, and I'm going to show you a couple of notebooks. I have this so there won't be too much of a glare. So this one is my female, and this is infant, and it's not as organized as when I first did it because I do put things in here and I don't always worry about it because it's female. I go through the entire notebook. So what I do when I get ready for my process is I will go and grab my picture, and then, okay, it's one of my granddaughter. I'll grab the book and just look at the entire book and look for inspiration of what I want to do for this page. These are all just put in here because it's all phrases, poems, that kind of thing, and it's all infant related, so I put those in there. This is one of the other, like the 4x6 cards that I put some things in. Here's one of the baseball card ones. And, you know, the collections, you can still keep some of the collections together if that's what you prefer. Some of the ones that I've made with Cricut, I even put in here. Here's another one of the, like the baseball card ones. And this one here is one that came off the bottom of the paper that I wanted to put in here. And then on the other end of it, it had some blue ones like for boys or something, so I put that in my boys section. So I just can flip through here and I can find anything and everything that I need for a female page. I keep my journaling cards in here. Oh, the other thing I do put in here too, and I don't know if it was back here maybe, is, you know, the wood pieces that you can get. Let me see. I'm not sure. I was at the front. Anyway, it's not chipboard, but you know, the little wood veneer type pieces. I put a selection of that in this book, so when I come across it, I remember that I have it, and I can go back and pull some of it, because otherwise I don't necessarily remember that I have it. So I can just flip through this book. Oh, I'm sorry, you're out of frame a little bit. There we go. I can put anything in here that reminds me of girls. And it's to me, this is easier because what I do is I have all these on a rolling cart, and I just pull the cart over toward me, and I can just start pulling pictures and pulling embellishments and pulling paper. Everything to me is at my fingerprints, my hand. It's not hard to flip through. One of the things I do is if you get some that's not wanting to stay in here, I put a paper clip in here. Or what I will do is I will take a piece of the foam tape and put foam tape between it, and it'll hold things in. It only happens usually when you get too much in one of these notebooks. So let me show you just one more notebook. And I'll let you guys go get some organizing done. If you have any questions, if you have something you're having trouble organizing, you want some help, also keep me updated on your progress, guys. I really want to know how everybody's doing. So this one is my summer and travel section. So I have these, just all of these different ones just randomly put in here, and according to when I put things up, what size I need to pull. So I literally just flip through here, and everything's available to me. And some of them you don't have to take apart, like this one. See here? And it's just the whole thing. And because the size of it is, I'm able to just open it up and put it in here. There's some more that, like the journaling cards I put in here. I put some of these. I have some more of these, what are they, starfish, I think. Anyway, I put some of these in here because I wanted to remember, because I wasn't using them when they were in the drawer. So that keeps me, reminding me to pick them up and use those. So, oh, here's a whole sheet. Like I told you, the 8.5 by 11. You don't have to have all of them cut up. But if you wanted to, you could take there and take each one of these, cut it off, and put it in one of these. And that way you have it, or even two of these will fit. Like you take these two, it'll fit in the 2.5 by 3.5. This one here, if I was going to look at anything, this one here, this smile, is probably one of the ones that if I was going to, I'd put it in the family section. But that's the kind of thing I was talking about, that you can just put the whole thing in here, cut them up, switch notebooks. There's another one of the ones I stuck in here. See, here's another, just a full thing that I put in here. You don't have to necessarily cut them down. Here's a piece of chipboard that I'm putting here. Now I do sometimes, when I'm using these and I put them in here, I take the adhesive off the back, because when I'm scrapbooking, I do like having where they're not stickers, that I can move them around and place them and see how I want them without them tearing up my paper. So that's one of the things that I do. Here's a whole section. Another thing I told you, sometimes I just put the whole package. This is everything for zoo layout, so I'm not going to separate it because there's no point, and I just put it in one of the 8.5 by 11 things here. But it's so much easier than, going and trying to do the others. Here's one here. Let me show you this one. This is an example. This set of keys. I may not use this set of keys for vacation, but I have kids that's going to be learning how to drive soon, so that would be perfect in one of the kids sections. And I'd probably put it in the girls section, because the boys are only 10, and the girls, I got 3 teenage, or about to have 3 teenage granddaughters, so that's something that could be used for something like that. There's one other thing I wanted to show you back here. So there's another one of those sheets I just stuck in the back. Another one of the packages that I put in there all together. Now this one here is an example. I have these hot air balloons, and they're heavy, but I wanted to keep them all together. So what I did is I did put them all together, and I used a piece of foam tape just to hold it in there so they're not sliding out, sliding around. So that works great. That's something fairly new that I tried, and I do like that better than even the paper clip, but the paper clip does work as well. So guys, I hope this is helping you. If you need help with anything, if you just need encouragement, don't hesitate to drop me a line. I'll be more than happy to help you out any way that I possibly can. I will talk to you guys later as we do more organizing and stay organized and on a budget, because that's so important. I don't ever usually buy containers unless they're like 20 bucks or less. Very rarely will I spend more than 20 bucks on a container. So I'll keep you informed. I'll put some of these things down that I've used in the description. I will talk to you guys later. Bye, everybody.